This is Toledo's SymphonyLAB, a behind-the-scenes look at the world of classical music from WGTE Public Media and your Toledo Symphony. I'm Brad Cresswell, and joining me on the phone is the TSO's music director, Elaine Trudell. We also have right here in the studio the Toledo Symphony's president and CEO, Zach Vassar. And we have not one, but two special guests, and I have a little walk-on music for you both. I'm not going to tell you which one goes first, right? You're walking into the studio. All right. Please welcome back to the program Natalie Frushour, who is a business manager at TAPA, at the Toledo Alliance for the Performing Arts. And we also have our new artistic director of Toledo Ballet, Eric Otto. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're glad that you could make time to come and get to know us a little bit, but more importantly, we're going to get to know you. Now, we talked with Natalie a little bit last time, and you know Eric as a SymphonyLAB newbie. You're required to tell your story, right?
Okay.
So you have to tell us about yourself, get to know you a little better. What we're going to do is play a little bit of Natalie's story from the last time that you were here, Natalie, and give you an idea, Eric, of how, how to
what
proceed.
Not to say.
Yes, of what not to say.
Preparation here.
Anyway, here we go. Natalie's story redux. This is when she was talking about the Nutcracker.
Yes. I'm originally from Florida, and I actually just moved to Toledo about 5 years ago. So I've been here for a while, but I was, working at home, had some kids, and I actually used to be a ballet dancer for most of my life.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Ballet dancer. Did you dance the Nutcracker ever? Dance in it?
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, many times. Yeah.
Give me your Nutcracker history. Take it back to the very first time you did it.
Okay, I started out as a party girl in the party scene.
No, your Nutcracker history. Let's hear about your dancing.
Not your days in college.
All right, Natalie.
I like the more you know that happens.
Yeah. We put that theme at the end of pretty much everything we say.
So, typical Florida person, party girl. Right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew that was going to come back to haunt me one day.
Yes, I'm keeping it for posterity. Eric, what do you think of that?
I thought it was good. The first thing that stood out to me was she has such a nice radio voice.
Oh.
I'm not sure if I can measure up.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Oh, you're doing
pretty
well
good
so
over there.
far.
Okay. All right.
Keep it up. Keep up the good work.
Yes, thank you.
So, Eric, you are a newbie to Toledo, really. Have you been here before?
I've never been to Toledo. I've toured many cities during my professional ballet career, but I've never been to Toledo.
Yeah.
Enough.
So what do you think? How long have you been here now?
I've been here now for about 3 weeks. My family and I moved at the beginning of September, and we've slowly started to acclimate ourselves. It's a great city. You know, they have everything here that we love. Obviously, the performing arts, and I'm a big hockey fan. So I saw
wonderful.
the Walleye downtown.
Well, right now it's fundraising time here at WGTE, so we've been talking a lot about the arts community in this area, and there's so much going on, so much to be thankful for here in Toledo. I do want to take a moment now and tee you up with a little music, Eric, because you're going to tell us your story now. So take it back to the beginning. Tell us how you got from there to here. You've got about 3.5 minutes of music, so, take your time. Here we go.
Wow, I have background music. So my name is Eric Otto, and I was born into a family of 7. My mother was a ballet dancer and had a ballet school in Westchester, New York. I was pretty much born into it. My earliest memory was crawling around the dance studio while Nutcracker was playing. And I went through many, many years with my mom's school, and then I transitioned studying classical ballet in New York City with George Balanchine's school, School of American Ballet.
Wow, impressive.
And, from that point, I just had an opportunity to dance with New York City Ballet and American Ballet Theater, and dovetailed into musical theater and Metropolitan Opera. And what do you do after you have a dance career? That was the big question. What do I do? What's next? So I decided to teach. I was apprehensive at first, but my mentor, Twyla Tharp, who I was working with closely, said, Otto, you need to start teaching.
Yeah.
So I got in the studio on tour with her, and my first couple of classes were teaching at colleges. Berkeley, I had to teach a class at Berkeley, dance class. I was a little intimidated, but I just realized at the end of the day, just be yourself and have a good time. And as long as you go in somewhat prepared, it'll be good.
Yeah.
So from that point on, I had that confidence boost from her. And it was something that I realized that, I was really interested in. And I had, a lot of knowledge, and I had the energy to pursue that. And so I ended up here because I was already in that field as an artistic leader, and I saw an ad for this position at the Toledo Ballet and for the Toledo Alliance of the Performing Arts. And it was really interesting to me because of the collaboration between the symphony and the ballet.
Yeah.
And that was a huge motivation for me to come here to work under that organization to present that annually.
Wonderful. I realize I'm sort of putting you on the spot because I asked you to talk about it in front of the CEO of the company here.
Is he here?
Yes, Zach Vassar. You should meet him someday.
I hear he has a lovely voice.
Lovely radio voice, indeed. Natalie, let me ask you. You're a former dancer. You're the dance expert here. How's Eric been doing?
Oh, well, he is such a blessing to us. He comes with lots of experience and knowledge from his entire life to share with us. And it's also just really nice to have someone new with refreshed ideas and a different way of looking at the way we're going to do the seasons from now on and the way the classrooms should run with the kids. And I mean, after all, that's really why we're there, to teach the kids how to dance. And I think he's able to relay his own passion to the kids, which is just inspiring for anyone who wants to learn how to dance.
Yeah, that's great. Well, nobody's going to say anything bad about you, Eric, unless you, unless we send you off to the bathroom or something, then we can talk about you. But yeah, it's a little bit of a love fest, but that's okay. That's okay. Eric Otto is the new artistic director running Toledo Ballet. Natalie Frushour here with us, and Zach Vassar here with us. Also on the phone, we have the music director of the Toledo Symphony, Elaine Trudell. Eric, I found out something interesting about you. I won't say who it was that told me this, Zach Vassar, but I understand that you are a gourmet chef. Is that true?
Well, I wouldn't say gourmet, but thank you, Zach. He hasn't tried my food yet. It's rustic with a lot of flair.
Okay. Well,
that means it's covered with old pieces of leather.
Oh.
Right?
Lots of salt, lots of seasoning.
Okay. Sounds like my cooking. Salt and seasoning. It'll save you every time.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, I have a quiz for you, and these are culinary terms. So we'll test your chef knowledge. I got a little music again.
Your chefiness.
Yeah. This is this background music uses a lot of kitchen utensils, so it kind of gets us in the mood here.
Okay.
All right. This is for Eric only. Only for Eric, unless he doesn't know the answer. You can shout it out.
Like we will?
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, do I get some lifelines here?
That includes Elaine. Elaine is
he's your phone a
friend.
friend.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, what is a victual? What's a victual, Eric?
A victual is an object you use to stir stuff with.
It's actually a food, any kind of food. All food are victuals. He's just making stuff
really
up
good.
at this point.
I totally would have
That
believed
was
that.
very
Yeah.
convincing.
Don't play balderdash with this man.
Yeah.
Poker face.
Okay, deglaze. What does it mean to deglaze
All right,
something?
thank you. That's a good one I can answer. It's when you deglaze a pan if you have meat that you've seared and you deglaze it with a wine or any kind of an acidic liquid.
Okay, I'll give that to you. Even though you were saying a deglaze is deglazing a pan, right? Using the word to define itself.
Deglazes.
Yeah, exactly. All right, moving on. Chiffonade. You know what a chiffonade?
That's a dance term.
It sounds like
close.
a ballet term.
Yeah.
A chiffonade. I should know that, but
Definitely
I-
French.
Is it something that you chiffonade with?
Chiffonade to the left.
Yes. Al dente. What does al dente mean?
Oh, that's nice and firm. right? When
Yeah.
have
Perfectly
pasta.
cooked, I
Yeah,
think
nice
is
and
what the
firm.
Italian would prefer.
Well, cooked so it's still tough when bitten, often using pasta, right?
Yes, that's
Or
right.
alligators.
Yes, or alligators.
I think
They are
no
tough
matter how
when
much
bitten.
you cook those, they are tough.
Yeah. No, there's no salt and no seasoning that's going to help the alligator. Just a fun little cooking tip for you. Okay, next one, jacquarding. Do you know what jacquarding is? Jacquarding. Jacquarding.
When you're playing,
I'm sorry, Zach.
you're playing a card game.
No,
Yeah.
I've been to Jacquarding before. That's a beautiful city.
Jacquard.
Jacquarding. It's when you poke little holes in the meat to tenderize it. That's what jacquarding is.
I thought that was called tickling.
Okay, do you know what polenta is?
Your poor children.
Eric?
Yeah, polenta is like a pasta, right?
Polenta is a mush or a porridge made from yellow cornmeal, originated in northern Italy. It can be also like a little pasta, so we'll say, yeah. Okay. You really don't know the answer to any of these, do you? That's okay. I've got it right in front of me. What does it mean to sweat in culinary terms? Sweat.
Okay, to sweat like you're sweating something like a vegetable, or it's
Yeah,
sometimes.
that is absolutely the best answer so far. Very good. Yeah.
So
How
the other,
about?
sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead. You're the guest here.
So the other questions that I didn't answer correctly, we're not going to put those in, right?
Yeah,
Right,
we'll go
those
back
are
and
the outtakes.
we'll edit out. No, there's no editing in SymphonyLAB. We don't do that.
There's no crying in baseball.
Exactly. All right, Frenching. Do you know what Frenching is?
I'm not even going to go there. Zach Slap
Frenching.
said it all.
Yeah, that's
It's the process of removing all fat, meat, and cartilage from rib bones on a rack roast by
never
cutting the
guessed
bones with a sharp paring knife, often referring to lamb, beef, or pork rib. That is Frenching. Probably
So
not what you had in mind.
how
but-
come French fries taste so good then?
Yeah, well, because they've had all the fat removed, right? That's my culinary second tidbit
And then
of
they're
the day.
deep fried right
Then they're
back
deep
into
fried. Yeah.
It. Yeah.
Back into the fat.
Yeah, go to the fair. I'm sure you could find those. All right, and finally, my favorite culinary term, ass pick. Can you define what an ass pick is?
It's,
Be careful, this is a family show.
it's
Can
the
you spell that?
gelatinous goo that was popular in the 1950s.
Yeah,
Really?
ASPIC. Have you never heard of aspic?
No.
Wow, it
Is
was
this a
really
Julia
popular at one
Child's
time.
thing?
It's find a cookbook of that
That's not that
time.
good.
Usually was done in a Jello mold. It was kind of the
I know
Yeah.
what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I just didn't know what it was called. That's very
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah.
All right, our music timed out perfectly with that quiz. Well, we got to know a little bit more about you, Eric. So far, we know that you know absolutely nothing about cooking.
Well, the most important thing is how the food tastes.
That's true.
Yes, it's the end result, right? How you get there is not as important as getting there in the first place, right?
Some people don't know is that Eric nearly was a TV contestant chef.
Oh, really? What show was
Yeah,
it?
so
Oh, tell
Well,
us this
okay,
story. Hang on. Let me get. Okay, we got some music for you.
I suffered a pretty major injury Thanksgiving weekend last year, and I was on the couch all winter recovering.
Was that a kitchen
from
injury
This
or was
is-
that a dance
This was a
injury?
ballet injury.
It's like
I-
the
my
perfect-
knee exploded on stage during the Nutcracker in Burlington, Vermont, as I was dancing the Cavalier.
Did it just like decide to explode on
my
its
patella
own? Or?
completely ruptured.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I
patella is
slid
not a
and-
cooking term, or it is a cooking term.
Well, in the 1930s, it was a cooking term.
Ah, there you go. Now the expertise comes out. So I think this is the perfect background music. The happy, light music. Tell a story about your blown leg,
Yes.
your knee, or whatever it was, your patella.
So my patella was blown, and I was on the couch recovering all winter, and I was watching a Gordon Ramsay show called Next Level Chef. And I was sat there next to my wife, and I was like, I could do this. I should apply. And she's like, all right, go for it. I applied for the show, and I got a few callbacks. Obviously, I didn't make it because I probably would be in London right now filming.
So their
But-
loss is our gain.
That's right, and I would rather be here, actually.
Good.
I actually called my old friend Gordon. I said, I know you like this guy, but we really
Gordon
need him here in
Ramsay.
Toledo.
You stay away from
Yeah.
our Eric Otto.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Eric, I think you've talked enough during the program today. We're going to bring in Elaine because he's been waiting patiently. And Elaine, I know that you and Eric are going to be working together. Tell us a little bit about what will be happening with Eric, with the ballet and the symphony this year.
Well, first of all, you all know that I knew all the answers about that cooking thing, right? Some of those were tricky questions. Yeah. Anyway, I'm looking forward. Well, I would say I'm looking forward. We've already started, so I can't say I'm looking forward. We're already in it. We've talked about everything that our little, how could I say, our intro, our little warm-up act is going to be during our Halloween concert together. We already have 2 numbers in that. One is the dance, one is tap. We have one with the jazz orchestra on the 17th of November after that. We have, of course, the Nutcracker together, brand new Nutcracker with all the original music and the Nutcrackers. I'm very excited about that. Then we're already talking about the planning the future, and I really like that Eric sends me. Well, we exchange a few things, on Messenger and by text, or when we're not, together. But it's a little bit like with Merwin. Do you know this piece? Or would you like this piece? All these. So last thing he sent me, I think, was Prokofiev's Cinderella. And I mean, Prokofiev ballet music. I mean, for a musician, you can't go wrong, right? So that's very, very exciting. Lots of projects, lots of ideas, and I think we're very kindred spirits there.
I wonder if now, a lot of people go to the Nutcracker, right? That's an annual sort of event. Everybody knows it. And we should point out that the oldest actual Nutcracker in the United States is right here in Toledo, right? And but I wonder, what does ballet beyond the Nutcracker mean? I mean, what is it about the ballet? What is your philosophy of ballet? Eric, maybe I should ask you this question. How it enhances people's lives, how it reaches people, and what ballet is about.
Yeah, well, it's such a beautiful art form, as we all know. And like I said earlier, to be able to present classical ballet along with the symphony really gives people that treat from both worlds of high art. And to be able to give that to the people of Toledo is a wonderful thing. And I'd like to be able to try and get people to the ballet more with some of our productions.
Yeah.
I know Nutcracker is always a very good sell. It's a very festive tradition. So I'd like to, my goal here is to really just be able to present classical ballet along with the symphony at its highest level and production value. But having that music is wonderful because people will come to the ballet, they'll hear Tchaikovsky or Prokofiev and also see classical ballet.
It's interesting on your website, you talk about the music as much as you talk about the dance. And I know that the music and selection of music is very important to you. How does that influence your relationship with Elaine and planning things?
I get inspired, I'm sure like a lot of us, when we listen to music. And when I hear a piece that really inspires me, I get excited about it. And I can already see and visualize concepts and phrases and sequences. And I will certainly be, like I have been with Alain already. I've been messaging him some ideas. Even when I first met him over Zoom, I just felt a really good connection with him, both of us being artists. And I feel like our energy is similar in a sense where I feel like I can just reach out to him and brainstorm ideas, and it doesn't have to be in a formal setting. I can just casually text him, and we both understand each other, even though he's from the world of music and I'm from the world of dance.
So we've gotten Eric's point of view on, the synthesis of movement and dance and music and how that all works together. I know, Elaine, you must have your own philosophy or opinion about all of this. I wonder if you could talk about that a little bit for us.
Well, absolutely. I mean, as a conductor, it's all about movement also and communication. And it's all, we cannot use words because, in a concert, you're not talking to people. But there's already a great deal of movement happening with conductor, with musicians. And I think this is very important. And what I really like about Eric is that, like you said, music is very close to his heart. It's not something that is that he just wants to use to do a choreography on. It's really integral. Like the two of them, the music and the movement, are one really. And this means that we find tempis that make sense for music, that make sense for dance. But we're always aiming toward that total art. Like you would have ballet, you would have opera, you would have music. I think all of this together is it's aiming in the same kind of direction that the great romantics like Wagner was going. So it was like we need to get as close as possible to the total kind of form of art on the stage. So it's really exciting to have more than just dance, more than just music together. Then it creates something very special.
Yay! We'll give you some applause. I know you have to go. I want to say goodbye to you and thanks to you for participating with Toledo Symphony Lab today.
I have to go and write up my pledge, so I encourage everybody to join me.
Bravo. We've been talking with Eric Otto, who's the new artistic director at Toledo Ballet, also Natalie Frushour, who is a business manager at TAPA, and Zach Vassar, who's president and CEO of TAPA. I'm Brad Cresswell, and in this segment, I started the last segment with a little getting to know you kind of culinary quiz, Eric, and we discovered you didn't really know anything about cooking.
Not
so
gourmets.
Not
We're
gourmet.
led to believe.
Yeah, we're going to try a different game now. This is all about getting to know you, Eric, a little bit, as you have only been here for a few weeks. So this is a little game of Would You Rather. You know how Would You Rather works?
No, could you please?
Well, it's kind of like, this or that. I say, would you rather this or that? And you choose which one
Then
you
you have
would
to defend
rather.
your answer.
Okay.
Yeah, well, maybe. We'll see. We'll see what the answer is. There's no defense for some answers, as we all learned during this podcast.
Yes,
Anyway.
that's true.
So we'll go around. I'm going to ask you each, okay? But we'll do it. We'll try to get through it quickly, okay? First one is, would you rather read... Oh, you know what? I have some music for this. Let me find it. Okay, here we go. Would you rather read an awesome book or watch a good movie, Eric?
Watch a good movie.
What do you say, Natalie?
Read an awesome book.
What do you say,
I
Zach?
really want to say book, but it's really going to be a movie.
Movie. I have to go with a movie just because I haven't read that many books lately. But I've done a lot of binge watching. Okay,
Remember,
so movie.
this is would you rather, not would you likely.
It's a fair point.
What are you more likely to rather?
Oh, I would definitely be more likely to watch a movie because I have kids, but I would
You'd
rather
rather.
read the book. Yeah.
That's
Actually-
an interesting point. Can I change my answer?
I think we all have kids,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
young kids, and that's going to lead us all to binge watching.
Brain dead, sit
Brain
on the
dead.
couch. Just,
Yeah.
Right.
Absorb
Except for
it
when you're
through-
with the kids, you're reading books, though. Because you read them books, that
Yeah.
kind of
Wait,
thing.
are we supposed to read to them? Is that
You
why they
can
look
read,
at me
right?
with those
I
puppy
make
eyes?
them read to me.
Okay.
Yeah, Quinn reads to me as well.
Yeah.
I think it's going swimmingly so far.
Sorry.
All right. Would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren? What do you say, Eric? Past or future?
I would love to go into the future.
Yeah. What do you think, Nat?
Definitely future.
Zach?
I'm a past guy, I guess. I'd love to go into the past. Are you kidding?
Okay, I'll go into the future. All right,
That's
future
a good one. I
wins.
like
I'll
that.
just
Pretty
wave
cool.
at you guys, and I'll do a lot of stuff to end up in the present to mess with you.
Oh,
Okay.
thanks.
All right, whatever you say. Moving on. Would you rather hear the good news first or the bad news first, Eric?
The bad news first.
You're a bad news first
Yep.
kind of person. Okay.
Well, Eric,
the bad news is
Hate to tell you this guy, but not doing so well on
That's a
his
great
radio
segue.
show.
it's not a podcast, it's an intervention.
Oh,
you knew it. Was it the tattoos that gave it away?
Natalie, are you a good news or bad news person?
Bad news first, yeah.
You want bad news first? What do you
Same.
say? Zach?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
I don't know. I just want the good news and so I could ignore the bad news, right?
Oh.
Okay.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
If you had to give up one thing for the rest of your life, would it be brushing your hair or brushing your teeth? Which of those would you give up,
Oh,
Eric?
brushing my hair.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gotta
definitely.
keep the teeth.
Same.
I don't think
Gotta
you
keep
even.
clean.
I don't think
Yeah.
your hair is met a brush lately.
At that point, I think you want to
Hey,
keep your
I did
teeth.
blow dry it this morning for you.
Yeah, it looks good.
So,
I'm just
yeah.
jealous.
Now,
Natalie, I'm sorry you wanted to say something.
I would definitely prefer to keep my teeth. So I think
Otherwise, it's paella for days.
I would give.
Welcome
would-
to
Or
welcome to my
polenta.
world.
Give up breakfast
Waiter,
here.
can I get some more paella?
Yeah.
Are you
some of that
recording his little
corn
things
mush.
for your sound clips later
Oh,
on?
yeah.
This even-
Yeah, I've
It's
got.
called paella.
Here's
Your
one.
Zach, you have a
here's-
Zach board.
Next
Here's
time,
the
Zach,
Zach.
do this. We can do the voice.
Hi, guys.
Here's Zach again.
Guys, make it do better than that.
Oh,
No,
No, that's actually Elaine's daughter.
is that
Okay. I still have like
She's so
20 of
cute.
these to go. No.
All right?
All right.
Would you,
We're not doing good.
would you rather be an Olympic gold medalist or a Nobel Peace Prize winner? Olympic gold or Nobel Peace Prize?
Gold all the way.
Go for the gold. What do you say, Natalie?
Same.
Gold,
Yeah.
Peace.
peace. I would go for the peace because I just couldn't
Competitive.
see myself
Yeah.
swimming in a pool. Okay, would you feel worse?
Wait,
Swimming
it
in a
doesn't have to be
pool.
swimming.
It's
It could-
throwing a
there-
javelin.
Many
It's
other things.
Yeah.
You could play
Breaking
volleyball.
All
records.
those things they do at the
Cycle.
Olympics.
Ice skating.
lifting
Yeah.
Golf.
weights.
Okay. I'm still not changing my answer. All right.
Well, I guess we didn't even go into the winter
Ice hockey.
ice hockey.
Skiing.
Okay, next question.
No cooking though.
Would you feel worse if no one showed up to your wedding or to your funeral? Which would make you feel worse?
Well, I got O for O. Yeah.
To my wedding.
Really?
You'd
When
be
I'm
more
gone,
excited.
I guess how would
probably
you know?
doesn't really matter. I wouldn't know.
But if you were looking down,
If I leave the legacy that I want to, the life I live, I wouldn't have to worry about it, I don't think.
Yeah.
And being nice and being a decent
Yeah.
human being.
Did you have anybody show up to your wedding?
I had to pay for it all.
yeah, right.
Right, you
I
paid
saw
them
the
to
bill
show
at
up.
the end.
Here's a 20 for you and one for you and
I
one
would
for you.
definitely
Yeah.
feel worse if no one showed up to my funeral. I think.
Okay, so wedding, funeral. What do you say, Zach?
Funeral?
Funeral.
Yeah.
I would say funeral because I've been married times, so we'll go. But only one funeral, I hope. Okay, would you rather be fluent in all languages? Would you rather be fluent in all languages? I know you guys are having your own little podcast over there. That's okay. That's all
I
right.
got wrapped up in my microphone cord here.
I
All right,
understand
we're
it.
good.
You know, if you
We
want to
need
do
like
your own
medication
thing.
before we come in here. I think. Is
All right. I'm going to skip ahead. I forgot the question. All right, here's the next one. Would you rather eat pizza or ice cream as the only food for eternity? What do you say? Pizza or ice cream? You can't say neither.
Pizza.
Pizza. What do you say, Natalie?
Pizza.
I would go for pizza. I
I
think
would-
it has more nutritional
yeah.
value at the end of the day.
That's not
I
what-
would. I'm assuming
I wasn't,
that you
I
know.
wasn't even going there for nutrition.
I would like both. I don't know how they got my
I just
diet on
think
here,
it
but
fills my
that's
stomach up better. It
yeah.
makes me happy.
It would have
Pizza?
very high
Yeah.
sodium, though. Yeah.
It depends on what kind of ice cream.
Just
gonna go back to
pretend
ice cream.
nutrition is not a factor in your decision.
Just like every other American. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, here's the last one. We've run out of
Toledo.
quiz music, so we got to try and squeeze this one in.
Brad, are you still here?
I am here. Yes. Elaine is gone. I'm still here. Last question. Would you rather sing like an opera star or cook like a gourmet chef? Wow.
Well, since I tanked in the first round, I would have to say chef.
Chef. What do you say, Natalie?
Chef.
Yeah, chef.
You do a little thing. It's like The Shining, you know, when he holds up his little finger and he's like, "Danny isn't here."
Danny isn't here, Mrs. Torrance.
Exactly right. Yeah. I would probably go the chef route as well.
Just because I could be a Swedish chef.
Okay. Yeah. Pork. Indeed. Toledo Symphony Lab continues here on FM 91. I'm Brad Cresswell. In the studio with us, we have Zach Vassar, the president and CEO, and we also have the business manager at TAPA. That is Natalie Frushour, and we are welcoming another special guest. That is Eric Otto, who is the recently appointed artistic director of Toledo Ballet. A lot of wonderful stuff we've been talking about as far as, you know, what the plans are for the future of the ballet and different productions. I wonder if we can talk about education, because that is such an important part of what the ballet does. Can one of you sort of take the lead here and first of all tell me what it is Toledo Ballet does education-wise, how it reaches out to students, what it provides? You want to talk about that? Anybody?
Sure, yeah.
Floor is open. Bueller?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I'd love to. Well, you know, what we offer here is dance in all forms, and we want to be able to offer ballet, not only ballet, but modern, contemporary, jazz, and just a full range of classes to students who are interested in dance and the performing arts. And through outreach, which I'm starting to kind of tinker with now with Condessa, and working with her to promote education in our schools, to bring it back to our Nutcracker performance, and also moving forward into the spring, the same kind of concept, going into the schools and educating the students about what production we're doing. But not only that, but the composer, the choreographer, the history, the terminology of it. But being an artistic director and with a ballet school, I'm constantly educating students, and I feel like it's a joy to be in the class and to teach them everything from terminology to how to execute steps. And
did you have an interest in this before? I mean, have you been involved in education prior to coming here?
I was I was a professor of dance at Skidmore College in Saratoga Springs, and I was there for 3 years. It was an artist in residence position, and I worked there with a great faculty and colleagues, and I really kind of started to hone my skills in terms of the education part of it, not only just staging ballets on dancers, but also giving the history of it leading up to it and why the ballet was presented and how we perform it these certain ways, traditionally speaking.
Yeah, passing on that knowledge, per se.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think it's important to remember that, without these schools teaching the historical art form, we can't really pass it on to the next generation. So it's really just ensuring that the art form stays alive year after year, generation after generation. And the important part about our outreach programs is that we make sure that kids that might not normally be exposed to this in general education or, regular resources they have access to, we make sure that they're exposed to it at least. So they have a knowledge or an awareness of what the art form is, and we provide opportunities for them to get more involved if they want to be.
I know that there are all kinds of classes that go on, especially during the summer and during the year. Maybe we should direct people to the website so they can check that all out. It's at ToledoBallet.com. Yeah,
that's right.
And, of course, Toledo Symphony, if you want to look at what's going on with the symphony, you can go to their website at ToledoSymphony.com as well. Now, I did want to get in a quiz, like a real quiz. So, Eric, you get the full SymphonyLAB experience, right? Let me pull up some quiz music. Okay, here we go. And this is, in my opinion, the best kind of dance ever made. Okay, here we go. Little disco, right? You can do the disco bells. Boo, boo, boo. Like that. Right?
Wow.
Boo, boo, boo. Perfect. That wasn't me. By the way, we discovered that you have like all kinds of great vocal impressions. You were doing a little Kermit the Frog for us. Yeah.
A little bit.
We're going to make you do it on the radio. That was not Kermit the Frog.
What was that one?
That was
a
the
Wookiee?
alligator from
That
the...
was a Wookiee.
I was trying to do my... I can't do that.
Yeah, you
one,
did it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Sounds
just
like
making...
something from the labyrinth.
All right, back to the quiz. This is called Guess the Eric.
I thought that was the quiz.
No, this is the quiz. Guess the Eric.
That one.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Famous
Guess the
Erics.
Eric. It could be
Not too many.
E-R-I-C. It could be E-R-I-K. Right? I'm going to give you clues, and you tell me which famous Eric this is. Okay? Don't be worried, Eric. It's okay.
No, I'm trying to get on my thinking cap.
All right. This Eric
It's a very
founded...
large hat.
Hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
The first clue is this Eric founded his own religion. He carried a hammer with him everywhere for protection.
Eric the Red.
No, but
Eric
close.
with a K.
Eric with a K. Yes. He was like Jenny up from the block, right?
Yeah.
Eric with a K.
Isn't that what we're supposed to be guessing?
He only ate food that was white in color. No, you're supposed to tell me who what his whole
wow.
name is, not Eric.
Oh, come
Because then you
on.
have a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, this is the best quiz
There's
ever.
not too many famous Erics, so...
I have no idea.
Eric with
No
a
guesses.
W?
Warwick.
Eric. Perfect. Okay, so I've given you all the clues. He founded his own religion. He carried a hammer with him, and he would only eat white food. We're talking like eggs and coconuts and animal bones and chicken with the skin removed.
Yeah, well, I feel like you're describing a composer who did this.
Yeah, I am indeed.
But I don't know the religion component.
Yeah, he had founded a church called the Metropolitan Church of Art of Jesus the Conductor.
That sounds right.
What?
Yeah. Evidently, he belonged to another church, and he split off from that and made his own, and he was the sole congregant of the church.
Is this the... No.
I am completely stumped on this.
I'll give you a clue. His first name is Eric.
Thank you.
Wow, that really sets it apart for me.
Yes, not with a W. It's Eric Satie. We could spend like the next 20 minutes trying to figure out who it is. But Eric Satie. Eric Satie.
I'm just going to use Google for these.
No cheating.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
We're all
that's
supposed
okay.
to feel like fools together.
All right. This Eric, believe me, that's every week here at Toledo SymphonyLAB. This Eric wanted to be a car mechanic, but he got into comedy instead.
Eric Idle.
No. One of his alter egos.
Wait a second.
Normally I would do this, but I just was too lazy to reach over there. So, one of his alter egos shares a name with a notorious Roman emperor. And don't make him angry. You wouldn't like him when he's angry. And
Eric Bana.
Yes, very good.
Oh, that was
Whoops,
good.
sorry. I was so used to hitting the buzzer, I hit the wrong
Why
one.
you got to be
I
such a
know.
hater?
He always hits the wrong one for me.
Yeah, this happens every single time. So Eric Bana,
He gets very
Bana.
distracted by...
He's a comedian?
he started out as a comedian. He wanted to
did
be a
not know
comedian
that.
before he became an actor.
And then he wanted to be a plumber.
Yes. Then he wanted to be a mechanic. Yeah. Okay. This Eric's sister was actually his mother.
What?
Hey.
I think I went to school with this guy.
No, come on. He was raised by his grandparents, and his mother was 16 years old when she had him, so she was raised as his sister by the grandparents, okay? He has a nickname. The nickname is Slow Hand. And this Eric has been inducted 3 times to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Eric Clapton. Very good.
Doing very well. I'm like, I don't know any Erics.
Clapton. As soon as he said inducted, I was like, oh, okay, it's got to be Eric Clapton. Slow hand with a guitar, you know?
Yeah, slow hand, inducted, all kinds of non-culinary terms. All right, this Eric's career peaked in the 1970s. This Eric's career peaked in the 1970s.
Is that the only clue?
Eric Otto.
Yeah, I was born.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the point.
Your career peaked. Okay. This Eric was also the inspiration for the cop in The Village People. Remember The Village People? Why?
Oh, Eric Estrada.
Eric Estrada.
You're winning
You are
all of
clean
these.
up.
Good job.
All right, next question. Among other things, this Eric is a model. Okay. When he was young, he dreamed of being a rock and roll star, and he actually played the synthesizer in a techno-pop band. No takers? He pioneered the use of crowdsourcing and performance on the internet well before the pandemic. This is sort of a YouTube versus Zoom question. This is the guy who created the virtual choir. Does that ring a bell?
Eric Whitaker.
Eric Whitaker. Yes. Composer.
He was a model.
Yeah, he was a model.
I knew that.
Okay, final question here. Well, I do have a little extra credit question, but this Eric had a violinist for a mom and has an opera singer for a sister.
Eric the Opera Ghost in The Phantom of the Opera.
That would be wrong, but that was my extra credit quiz, so you get an extra bad buzzer. Okay, this Eric had to prove his identity to get on set where he was a star because no one recognized him. So he was obviously an actor.
Eric Idle.
You said that before, and it was.
He's got to be one of these.
It's got to be one of
It
Billy
was
Idol.
wrong then. It's still wrong now. Okay, he was the very first to go Back to the Future.
Oh my God.
I know it's
But
on
it's
the
not
tip
Michael
of your
J.
tongue.
Fox. I mean, how does this...
No, it's the actor who was playing that role before Michael J. Fox.
Oh. Eric.
He's got
Starts
red,
with
he's
an
got
S,
red hair.
S-T, Stoltz, yeah. Very good. I'm going to give all that to Eric.
Yeah.
I don't know
Schultz.
why.
You're the only Eric I know, apparently.
Yeah, evidently.
He wasn't in the quiz.
And not spelled with a W. Yes.
Warwick.
Warwick.
Genius.
You know that
Where is
actor?
Eric? We'll say Warwick. Just
Yeah,
save some time.
where Eric?
Yeah.
Warwick.
It's our own contraction.
Yes, you heard it here first.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that about wraps up our program for today. I want to thank you guys for coming in. If people want to find out more about Toledo Ballet, they can go to toledoballet.com. If people want to read about you, Eric, you've got your own website, right?
Barely, but yes.
Well, we can-
website.
I haven't updated it. I've channeled my focus on the Toledo Ballet right now. So
Yeah.
but there is a website.
Understandable.
He's
Okay.
all over our website as well, so we're
Oh,
very
yeah.
proud of Eric.
At toledoballet.com.
Yes.
You can also go to toledosymphony.com, check out everything there. This program is a production of WGTE Public Media in collaboration with our sponsor, the Toledo Symphony. You can download episodes as a podcast by going to our website at wgte.org/lab. You can also subscribe to us through your podcast app of choice, including Apple, Google, and Spotify podcasts. Don't forget to check out all those events at the Symphony by visiting their website at toledosymphony.com, their various social media outlets on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can find the TSO streaming platform online at stream.artstoledo.com. My thanks to Elaine Trudell, who joined us earlier, also to Zach Vassar, and our special guests, Natalie Frushour and Eric Otto. I'm Brad Cresswell. This has been Toledo SymphonyLAB from FM 91.